Good morning. My name is Akisa Wandera. Now, the much-awaited presidential debate went down last night with 4 of the 8 presidential candidates taking part. President Uhuru Kenyatta was a notable absentee, but his fierce rival Raila Odinga showed up and took advantage of all the 90 minutes of the debate to pitch to Kenyans why he should be elected come August 8th.
After weeks of putting everything in order, the day finally came. Anxiety was rife with fears that the candidates could snub the debates like the running mates did a week ago. But there was a lot at stake this time, and some realized it. The presidential debate was divided into 2 parts. The 6 presidential candidates who have less than 5% of any national opinion poll were to go first. Later, the leading candidates would face off. The first part was a bit populated, although 3 candidates, Joseph Nyaga, Cyrus Jirongo and Abdul Badida, snubbed the debate. Those present, Ekuru Court of Third Way Alliance and independents Michael Wainaina and Japheth Kaluyu did not disappoint and answered all questions, albeit with some of them having to redo some questions several times.
How would you improve the outcomes of learning? Very specifically, let me give you an example. Nationally, only 3 out of 10 Standard 3 pupils can do Standard 2 level work. So we're talking about what's happening at the university, which is what you talked about. But how do you improve these learning outcomes?
The candidates debated on the cost of living, women and youth, unemployment, security, and even corruption, among other issues.
Every year in this country, we steal 700 billion Kenya shillings. The corporates do not account for 700 billion. That's about 1.4 trillion Kenya shillings that we actually lose to theft of public money. Now, at the heart of that theft is actually the leadership of this country. So solutions that Third Way is proposing is that Kenyans must be courageous enough to remove their cancerous tumor, which is bad leadership that orchestrated theft of public money. I mean, if you look at the 22 departments under the Jubilee administration, all of them cannot account for money that is meant, like including 5 billion health sector, NYS saga, Golden Bank, 215 Eurobond. This is a factor of leadership, a leadership that could say, I am not going to tolerate theft of public money, especially if you work under me.
Corruption has to be approached in a very realistic way. I am independent. It cannot be approached. What is lacking in our corruption fight is the lack of will. We have the Constitution. Every single law has been detailed and has been pointed out how it is to be dealt with. You steal, you go to jail. You are caught with public coffers. That's why this chapter of integrity. The problem we have is the will to do it.
The final arbiter on the issue of fighting corruption is the people of Kenya on 8th of August 2017. If they insist on re-electing tribalists and thieves, then we cannot fight corruption. Sababu tunatafuta mbuzi yetu na wenye waliikula. Sasa mimi Yvonne sijakula mbuzi, kwa hivyo nikiingia pale mbuzi yenu mtaipata.
Then came in Raila Odinga for part 2 of the presidential debate. The NASA leader came 20 minutes early and had to wait for 50 minutes for President Uhuru Kenyatta to show up, but the president opted not to attend without giving explanations. Raila supporters saw this as a golden opportunity for their candidates to have all the airtime and millions of radio and TV audience to pitch his manifesto without a challenger.
Allow me first to greet Kenyans. I know that very many Kenyans wanatazama mjadala wa siku huu kwenye runinga. Kunataka kuchukua fursa kuwasalimu na vile kuambia ya kwamba tumekuja hapa kama Wakenya kujadiliana juu ya shida ambayo imekumba Wakenya wote kwa jumla, na sio tu kuja kwa mambo ya upinzani, lakini kutafuta suluhu kwa yale shida ambayo inakumba sisi kama Wakenya wote. Karibuni na asanteni sana.
He seized it and answered all questions with composure.
The question is, Kenya has been abandoned in the Northern Corridors project by both Uganda and Rwanda. What does that say about Kenya?
It speaks volumes about the leadership of Kenya. I think it is the leadership that is accelerating itself. And that's the reason why Uganda is finding it more attractive to go to Tanzania. Tanga or Dar es Salaam is much further away from Kampala than Nairobi and Mombasa. It does not make any sense economically, other than that it's a political decision. So I think that we need to do some soul-searching and thinking. I think it is the leadership that has let Kenya down.
It was indeed a long-awaited debate that finally came to be, although not for the Jubilee supporters who missed an opportunity to see their candidate appeal to Kenyans why he deserves a second term in office. Jubilee was supposed to campaign in Samburu on Monday, but the tour was cancelled, raising hopes that Uhuru Kenyatta would appear for the debate. It was Uhuru's second time to snub the debate this month. In the first debate meant for the 10th of July, the president said he had not been contacted by the debate organizers and could not therefore attend.